My grandma told me I always do that, y'all. This critters like go in your shoes. Coming to the garden. Let's water it and chit chat. Alright. So these are my potatoes. I dropped them in the ground. I just had them in my pantry and they all had eyes, but I mean eyes, y'all, like roots. Oh, there's some little flower buds. But yeah, they all had roots on them. So one day I literally just came out here, dug a trench, dropped some compost in there, put some of my darker soil inside, and then put the red clay back on top. And they just been out here thriving. And I put a little marigold right there. Ugh, my camera is not doing it justice. There it is. Hey, pretty. And that's to keep the bugs away from eating on my plants. And I see it's working on the potatoes. All right, let's move on to our next plant, which is my queen here, citronella. I keep her in a pot. That's how I got her. She was only $11 at my local seed and feed. So I just drink her, cover her in water, and she's just been showing out. Okay, now let's go across from the white potatoes over to the sweet potatoes. I hope y'all have caught on to it by now. Your garden does not have to be anything fancy, baby. All you need is sun, water, and dirt. You can add some fertilizer. You can, zhuzh it up, but it's not necessary. So yeah, over here, these are my sweet potatoes. They're doing well. I don't know what to expect from them because I've never grown sweet potatoes. So I just keep that water on them. I'm giving them extra love today because it's been so hot. How is it hotter here in Georgia than Florida? Actually, they're in South America. My stepdad said his family is saying it's only in the 80s in South America right now. So what we are doing, oh, sorry, dragonfly. So what we are doing in the 90s, I do not know. So this garden bed was not here. This was just woods and woods and more woods. And I kept nagging my husband. I do not like to nag, but baby, I nagged for this garden. So he tilled the dirt for me and put up the wood, and we filled it with dirt from our local landscaping business with, dark soil mixed with the dirt, mixed with the clay. And this is my second year with the garden. So right here we have some juicy tomatoes. I always plant tomatoes in honor of my grandma so that her spirit can come back here and enjoy. She used to always tell me stories about how she would just go into her mom's garden and take what did she say? She said she used to take a tablecloth, y'all, not a napkin, a tablecloth, and sit down, a tablecloth and a knife, and sit down in the garden and just cut tomatoes up and eat them. And I thought that was the cutest story. I've never forgotten it. So my tomatoes are looking happy. I can tell they're about to start growing me some fruit from these flowers. Let's see if I can get a better shot from underneath. How does that look, y'all? Y'all tell me, because I can't see. Yeah, I hope to grow all tomatoes on this side and more marigolds to keep my bugs away from eating my plants up. Once they start growing fruit, I'll probably release some ladybugs back here. The lady taught me that the ladybugs eat chiggers.
Did you just call me?
The little tiny bugs that be all on your plants.
Oh, I thought, oh, phew. I hit you, man. This is your public figure. I thought it's a public.
So I think that's cool. Those are jalapeno. That's a jalapeno plant. And my other three are habaneros. I love to make pickles. Pickles is a Haitian, like, if you're from the South in America, it's chow chow, but it's spicier. I like to make mine with onions, and I know in chow chow is made with tomatoes and some other veggies. So if you like hot, look up pickles, Pickliz. It's delicious.
Delicious.
My family can never keep it in the fridge, honey. In the back, y'all, I am very fascinated by these. These are more grocery store plants. So I had always seen the hack where you take your green onions, your scallions, and after you use them, you just put the root in the ground or put it in some water and grow a plant, baby, all year. When nothing else is in this garden, then scallions is in this garden. You hear me? So that was already exciting for me. But then I had only planted one, right? Why is four there? 1, 2, 3, that tall one, 4. I learned that scallions every other year, not every year, they self-seed. That flower up there, I had more, but the baby was picking them. That's full of seeds. And, ooh, the mosquitoes, they getting to me. But yeah, those fall off and plant seeds and grow more scallions for you. So I always have those in a surplus. And the reason why they're so short is because I cut on them all the time while I'm cooking. They come right back. Loyalty, you hear me? Okay, these are my mint. I got one sprig of mint from my mama in love, Mama Bourget. One sprig. How many sprigs of mint do you see? Now, they don't stay here all year round, but baby, as soon as spring is on the horizon, here come my mint. More and more and more and more mint. There's some babies. They're about to sprout up too. Listen, don't be like me. Don't plant mint in your garden because it will take over. I think this hot season, I'm going to have to uproot them and put them in their own pot because I don't want them to take over. I just like to come out here and get mint for tea. But I seen this one lady's garden. The whole garden was mint. I would be so upset if that happened to me. Oh, man. Here is, as you can tell, this is my herb side. So this is lemon balm. It smells so good. I don't have much more to say about it. It smells so good. There's my rosemary. That gets huge. I just haven't pruned on it, so it's chilling for me right now. But everything over here, I love to use in yoni steams. And it's something more magical about it when it's fresh. I can't point out what it is. I couldn't tell you what it is in this language. But try yoni steam with some fresh garden picked herbs and you'll see what I mean. And of course, more marigolds to keep the bugs away. And it's been working too. I wish the marigold would keep the mosquitoes off of me. Got me. Look at that. Hold on. Got me. This is Thai basil. If you've never had traditional spicy Thai basil from a Thai restaurant cooked by a person from Thailand, you need to go try it today. Today. I mean it. The traditional version is made with chicken. Now that I no longer eat meat. Well, first I started eating, I went pescatarian before I completely stopped eating meat. And she made me one with catfish. Baby, it slapped. But now that I don't eat meat at all, or very rarely, I will eat some fish on vacation when I know it just came out the water. But delicious, okay? So it is an aromatic meal. It's so good I had to learn how to make it myself. It's an aromatic meal. The only other thing that you use for flavor in it is minced garlic or smashed fresh garlic cloves. And then you use your sauces to get the salt content and bring the taste out of it. But Thai basil, back there are my Thai chili peppers starting to come in. So we're gonna have some Thai basil this summer. I'm really excited. um, these are some just pretty flowers I saw at the landscaper. They kind of struggling right now because it's hot. I'll get some new ones. I just gotta prune those. But so last week, actually doing a yoni steam, I now do my yoni steams facing my garden because it's just peaceful. A hummingbird flew in, y'all. It was so beautiful, but it came looking and it didn't find any flowers, so it left real quick, and that made me sad. So yes, I did go to the Lowe's and the landscaper and get me some flowers to put in here for the hummingbird. But my crops needed it to thrive, and so that the butterflies will come visit and the bees will come visit and pollinate my plants, get them pregnant, and give me some fruit. Okay, so now here is some lavender. This is a perennial um version. What species? But this, I actually got this from Lowe's, so I can't know that it comes back every year. But I just love lavender. Okay, so I would say that we have soaked this waterbed. Now we're gonna go over to my sunflower bed. The bugs love this, honey. You can't see them on the camera, but they flying up off of there now that the water is hitting. Um, so as you can see, there's tons of marigolds planted in here because of these little critters being on my babies, on my sunflower babies. Sunflowers are my absolute favorite flower. So I decided to grow a whole bed of them this year to attract the bees and butterflies to the rest of the garden, which is, to come hang out for a while. Enjoy it back here like I do. And they are coming up so nicely. I planted these from seeds, so that makes me excited. It's June right now. It's the third week of June. I planted these at the last week of May, and this is how much they've done already. That tall one is not sunflower, and that one in the back is not sunflower. Last year, and I will insert a picture, I grew ginger root over here, and it was so beautiful. But I thought I dug up all my ginger root until spring came, and here came these two popping up. So I didn't plant sunflowers too close to them because the roots are strong. They will literally choke whatever's in their path, in their root path, and kill them. So I'm actually doing a little experiment to see how they do with the sunflowers and the other flowers. Okay, now we're gonna take a walk. Okay, so now we're in the front, and if y'all haven't noticed by now, the the grass is splotchy. Um, the last people who owned this home did not care for really the house or the yard. Oh, sookie. So me starting to drench this is growing the grass back. But this is let me bring y'all closer to me. This is a canna lily. Canna lilies is like a tropical flower, and the plant grows so beautifully. It's so funny. Me and my husband fell in love with this plant and didn't realize we had seen it when we went to Haiti. And I took a picture of it and everything. Had no idea time was gonna fast forward and we had them in our yard. I watered my other calla lily, which is thriving, praise God, because the rabbits had eaten them. Then they had to stop growing. So I started drenching them in water every day. And now that we've been getting this hot sun, they on the way back. And then here, this is my elephant ear. I don't understand why it enjoys the shade. Usually they like the sun, but this one, I had a couple out here and this is the only one that thrived. So I kept it here and it's back. And there's a new baby coming in. Hi. So the same, just drench it in the water. And I'm doing this, I don't know if I said this already, but I'm doing this because I'm about to go enjoy some sun and water. Those are my favorites, y'all. I think I'm a plant sometimes. I love the sun and water. So my little boo been wanting to go to the beach, so we going for his birthday. Let's see if I can get a nice photo of you, beauty. Ooh, you're so pretty. Okay, and actually we're gonna go back to the backyard. So these are the other elephant ears that I uprooted from the front, and I put them up behind my garden. So see, they just grow smaller maybe. Another marigold to keep the bugs off. Obviously, it's not doing its job. Excuse me, who is you? I'm not gonna do the jostling.
Paul, why is you here?
But yes, we'll see how these take off this summer. It's a story I wanted to tell y'all, and I hope it resonates with who it's meant to resonate with. And the story is actually about the garden. So all the trees that you see here, those are the trees that were here. I did not cut down any trees. I did build my garden over the root system of some of the trees, which was very fascinating to me, how such a little skinny tree has such big roots. Look, them roots come all the way down here. Anything that I did not have to bother, I did not bother it. I just kept hearing like, don't do that, don't do that. They were here before you. They are healing. So I did not cut one. Do you know the first year that my garden died, when it got cold, and then of course the trees died off, they mulched my garden for me. I thought that was so poetic, because if I had have cut them, I would not have had that mulch, and my garden would not retain water the way that it does. And then I did more research on them. They're medicinal. They're really good for your respiratory system. They're a good cough syrup. You can make cough syrup with the needles. You could do a lot with them. And I think that's cool that they are here surrounding my garden. There's many other trees up there, but these are here surrounding and like protecting my garden. And I get to see them drop their babies in the ground, and their babies are growing with my babies. And I think that's sweet. But yeah, that's the garden. I started this one, I started this one around Mother's Day. It already had the things that came back, but the tomatoes, the peppers, rosemary, I put all of that in here around Mother's Day, and it's thriving. So we're gonna go on a journey throughout the whole season and see what it does. And I have a feeling this is gonna be my best garden yet. This is my 3rd year gardening. I also I'm about to get some flowers back. Here, these are carnations that I planted from seed. When I started my first garden, and I brought them with me, but My grandma loved carnations. If you're not catching the pattern, okay? Grandma is who taught me about gardening. Grandma is who made me fall in love with plants. And grandma is who really taught me a lot of my holistic healing. It wasn't called holistic back then, it was called country girl home remedies. But you know, everything evolves. Thank you for joining me in one of my favorite places. And I really hope you come back on this journey with me. And yeah, that's it. Until next time.